logically, it's just, I don't know, it just seems like there's a thin line between someone being persistent and someone being a stalker. So I don't know, me personally, if that person is not excited about me, if they're not meeting me halfway, I'm not wasting my time.
I think that's the key to that. Yeah.
I can't really see a situation like that developing into something greater than, what it is, something long term. I don't know. Like, if you have to do all of that, then obviously she's not interested.
To the brothers, why should you have to convince somebody to be on your team?
A lot of men were raised that way by their moms. Honestly, a lot of single mothers raised their sons to be the type of man that they wanted for themselves. They conditioned men at an early age to believe that situations like this is normal. That this is how it goes. So this is why you have men like this who will argue that a woman should never approach him, that a man should always take a woman out and things like this. And women would agree with it. Why? Because they raised their daughters to know their worth, but they never raised their sons to know theirs. Yeah. This is why you hear women say, I know my worth, but you never hear a man say that. But if a man emphasizes his worth and his standards, women usually have a problem with it.
They call them arrogant or something like
arrogant, that. Conceited, you got a problem, you're gay. They start shaming them and ridiculing them across the board. So, but this is why, you know what I mean? Like, you always hear women talk about their worth, but you never hear a man talk about his worth. It just makes perfect sense.
But I mean, if she's saying that she's finally willing to give him a date, his worth is at least a dinner.
She doesn't take him serious.
No, he's just worth a dinner, right?
She doesn't take him serious.
How do they expect us to date with this mentality out there?
Well, again, I mean, she'll be the type of woman, I guarantee you, that if not already has complained that she can't find a good guy or a quality guy. And rightfully so, because what quality man who has his shit together is going to entertain a woman who's not entertaining him? Right. So automatically what that tells me is that this is a guy who probably has nothing to offer, or who probably doesn't know his worth, because why is he putting up with a chick who's not giving him the time of day?
Yeah.
It's
the chase, though.
Yeah, it just seems really low grade. Yeah, I mean.
So are men today conditioned to chase?
Some of them are.
Yeah.
Some of them are.
What is the chase, though? What is that?
It's all bullshit to me. It's all a game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's all a game, because when the chase is over, then what? So, I mean, really, logically, if the thrill is all about the chase, when the chase comes to an end, then what's going to keep this person's attention?
Would that be a good synopsis or picture of why after guys hit, then they get ghost on females?
It could be, and it simply could be the female has nothing to offer.
She has nothing to offer after that.
I mean, it could be one and the same. But then again, if the woman is, if she's conditioned to believe this is how it goes, then again, it also identifies what type of person she is.
Would you say, that's a good ass point, man. Would you say that the purpose of dating is then negated because it's all about dating and not really getting to know somebody?
Exactly. I mean, we've lost the initiative.
What is the initiative? The initiative is the reason why we did this is to do this.
Right, it's to get married.
The reason why...
To see what life will be like if we decide to be together.
Exactly, yeah. And
what I've witnessed, from our page and from the time we've been doing the show, is that when the man and woman first meet, the woman is not really taking them serious. She doesn't really... That serious button doesn't click until whatever time that is, where she decides that, okay, I like this dude. Mm-hmm. And whatever that time is, whether it's a week, a month, or whatever, at that point it clicks. And then she starts to try to get in tune with him. But by that time it's usually too late, because for men, it starts right away with us. Mm-hmm. As soon as we say hello, it's like, okay, the woman is being evaluated as to who she is and what life will be like if we decide to, to be with her.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We kind of asked that question a while ago on our page. Should you do wife and husband type things when you first meet? damn near all the women disagreed. They were like, nah. And we were like, okay, that explains why a lot of men get bored. Because
why a lot of men don't get married.
Right, a lot of guys are like, well, life will be like hell if I decide to take this chick on. Why? Because in her mindset, she's not even looking at it long term like that. At least
doing wifey shit. Let's just be real. Doing wifey shit is submission.
That's not to me. You can't turn that on and off.
Yeah.
Either that's who you.
But I'm saying that's why they don't do it though.
Yeah.
Like why would you submit to some guy you don't know yet?
Well, I think a huge issue is a lot of women, especially black women, they're conditioned that, you know, when you become a wife, then you're obligated to carry a certain behavior. Mm-hmm. But as long as you're in that relationship stage, then you're really not. Like, they kind of treat the guy like, well, if you were my husband, and we hear that cliche a lot.
Right, yeah.
Like, if you're my husband, that's not genuine. Mm-hmm. You know, if you're situational, then you're acting based on whatever title you have, and that's bullshit. Mm. Because if it's an act, it's never going to last for long.
Right.
You know, so when you start to look at it logically like that, you see why situations break down, because there's nothing genuine about it.